Hello everyone, my name is Mirna and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, welcome to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather daily to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, Angel Rivo, CEO consultant, TV host, international public speaker, and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation is being joined by our dear co-host, Judy Hoberman. Judy is the president of Walking on the Glass Floor and Selling in a Skirt. She is an international speaker, trainer, executive coach, author, and radio show host. Before starting with them, we want to remind you that Mindalia's mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world. And you can help us by subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing it with someone that you know that is going to benefit of the content that we're going to be talking here today. Also, while we are live streaming, like right now, we have the active chat, the screen that you're going to be seeing here on my side or under this video in case that you're seeing us from a smartphone. Through there, you can interact with us, enter your questions. At the end of the interview, we're going to be bringing that to our guest today. We want to also ask you to collaborate with Mindalia with your own valuable content. And for that, you can go to our website. On the top, you're going to find a link that says Collaborate with Mindalia. That link is going to take you to a form that you can fill out, and our technical team will be getting in contact with you. You can collaborate with Mindalia in English through Mindalia TV English, but also in Portuguese through Mindalia Televisao, and in Spanish through Mindalia Televisión. Visit our different channels, platforms, follow our Facebook pages, Instagram accounts. In that way, you help us reach as much people as possible, but you also keep yourself updated with the amazing information that we share there on a daily basis, information as beautiful and as interesting as the one you see in Mindalia TV. We're not going to delay this any further, and I'm going to be leaving you with Angel, with Judy, and our very special guest today, Debbie Saviano. Guys, welcome to Mindalia live streaming. The screen is yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mirna. We are super excited today. Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm good, Angel. How are you? I'm excited to be here again.
Oh, me too. Me too. I'm pumped today. Oh, my God. It doesn't matter if it's 32 degrees outside in Dallas today, if it's overcast, if it's going to freeze in a couple of hours, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
We are ready for everything.
Yeah, today's going to be a really special day. I can feel it already, and I know all about who's going to be joining us in just a second. So, do you want me to introduce her?
Oh, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm going to put on my glasses because there's something I want to read. But anyway, Debbie Saviano, she started out as a bus driver. She went to be a principal, and then she's a social media strategist. But now she is the co-founder of Women's Leadership Live with Stacey Schieffelin. Now, here's the mission. Here's what I want to read to you. Women's Leadership Live, their mission is to reflect and amplify the voices of career and entrepreneurial women, to share their stories of risk and success, to chronicle their growing political, economic, and social influence and power, to celebrate their triumphs, to provide solutions to their problems, to identify and empower a new wave of women's leaders. And what they do is they equip women to become leaders in their own respective industries and to meet all the challenges, but also to be able to celebrate the success. So Debbie and Stacey and the entire Women's Leadership Live team, they're partnered with some pretty powerful and amazing women and some amazing men, very smart men, and some companies that you are very familiar with. But most of all, Debbie and I have been friends for years. We have the same values, and we truly have had each other's back. So I am thrilled to bring Miss Debbie Saviano onto our platform today, Angel.
Yoo-hoo! Thank you very much. Welcome to Mindalia TV, Debbie. It's such a pleasure to have you among us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So let's start with an easy question. Yes, she mentioned man, and obviously I am a man, and I've been championing women. I've been one of those that has been championing women regardless of what my environment was telling me to do, which is not always easy, as you both know. But Debbie, what would you say that makes a man someone that really wants to champion women, according to your experience?
Well, Stacey, my partner Stacey, she calls them enlightened men, and it's the men who realize that we're much better when we work collaboratively, when we're together, and men who are not threatened by women, just like women who are. I mean, it's all about balance, right? It's about respect and values. So I think that's And we're Women's Leadership Live, but we always say we're 80% women and 20% men. And as I said, Stacey says enlightened men. So you, Angel, are an enlightened man, no doubt. It's kind of like the Renaissance period. Think about it, enlightenment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Angel is a true champion of women. And every time I bring somebody on that is doing some of the things that you're doing, he goes back and he thinks about all the things that we could do together. And that's some of the things that, we talk about. And so, I'll start this part off. So Women's Leadership Live, what is it and how did it start? Why did you do this?
So Women's Leadership Live, it's kind of like Stacey always says, girlfriend change the world. So it started out, I was speaking back east. Stacey was in the audience. She hired me to do her LinkedIn profile to get her online presence elevated, if you will. We decided to start Women's Leadership Live. And she says, because Stacey and I, Judy, we're both like, okay, we got an idea, let's go run. So Stacey said, I've got a good friend. Let's have her look at our business model, which Stacey's husband, David, did for us. Was again, Stacey are all about going forward, not stopping to fill in the blank. So Linda McMahon was her friend. And so Linda set a meeting with us. The three of us sat down to look at everything. And Linda had heard this from women when she was running for Senate, how much they needed more opportunities for women to have exposure and opportunities to come together and collaborate and work together. So the three of us started Women's Leadership Live. And the first 2 years we did events, as you know, and those were huge. They were successful. We loved it. We loved bringing the energy of women together. But what we found out when Linda got called to the White House as the SBA administrator, Stacey and I realized we wanted to go back to Stacey's roots, if you will. Stacey's background is HSN, Home Shopping Network, and QVC. Because at the end of the day, what we do is we help women entrepreneurs sell their products or services. We work with women in leadership positions. How do you in a career field or whether, and so that's what we do. We went back to helping women with their products and services, very much like what you do, Judy. I mean, there's always been synergy between all of us because we have the same values and we do the same thing for women. It's about elevating women
yeah, absolutely. And Angel, I mean, Linda McMahon is, she works for the White House. She's, Small Business Administration, and she is a very powerful woman, but she also understands, like Debbie said, she understands what women bring to the table. So, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be names that come up that you're going to hear that you're thinking like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. Home Shopping Network. Oh, wait a minute. And Stacey she cracks me up when she's on Home Shopping Network. She comes in her rollers, no makeup, and she's on for a million, trillion, gazillion people, and she comes out like that, and she puts on her makeup so you can see what it's like. She does her hair because women are women, and when you can relate to the woman that you're looking at, right?
Well, remember Oprah said one time, she says when people ask her to go do something, they don't realize it takes her 2 hours to get like this, for us to put our makeup on, do our hair, get ready. But what Stacey wants people to know is we all get up looking the same way in the morning. We've all got the red spots or whatever. And so the beauty that you come from within is what you show to the world. And so you're right. But it is hysterical. And she's funny as heck. I mean, because she can relate. She knows what women are looking for. I think she's the only one on TV who does that. Totally natural every time.
Yep.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So thank you for sharing.
And thank you.
Yeah, you do. You have to watch her, Angel.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not very good on watching TV, but I should make an effort. But it's definitely those are definitely two names I have to look at. Thank you very much, Judy. Mm-hmm. It's like something really funny, Debbie. The more programs, the more shows we do together with Judy. The more she reads my mind. I don't know if that's also a women's skill or it's just Judy or what, but intuition is definitely something. Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about the intuition, because I think intuition is something that definitely women bring to the table much more than men. It's very uncommon that someone even, publicly says by intuition. I mean, I've never heard in my life, actually, a man saying, my intuition tells me to say this right now on a corporate meeting. Ever in a corporate meeting. I mean, in the entrepreneurial world, I think people are different, but in the corporate world, never ever. Have you? I mean, inside the framework of the initiative that you just mentioned, Judy, and that you are both living with Stacey. how do you have some specific, you know, actions that or specific activities for men?
So let me kind of say a couple things here. So first of all, one of the things that when the three of us came together, Linda and Stacey and I, one thing Linda always said was go with your gut, which I think in some ways is intuition.
Totally.
So yeah, I think that's an important factor. I think we're more at ease saying that, but I do think certain men that are huge leaders, you know, the Richard Bransons of the world, those men, I think they go with their gut. They may not say it the same way, but I do think to get that kind of success and to be that much of a disruptor, Gary Vee in the social world, Chris Brogan, I think you're going with, and those are men that I highly respect and feel strongly about. I've learned so much from Chris Brogan from that very kind of thing, and he's written about, you know, going with your gut and what's the best way to help people in this planet Earth, if you will. So I think men have it. They might just not say it the same way. We're more open about just saying, hey, I'm feeling this or whatever. Right, Judy?
Well, and Debbie and I have had this conversation before that both of us ignored our intuition. Like the red flags were there waving at us and we just went to it anyway. And then what happens? Because when you don't listen to your gut,
the older you get, the more in tune. If there's one thing I could help a younger person to do, it would be to listen to that. Because as Judy said, I don't want to say 100%, but 99.9%, you were being told something and you ignored it. And at the end of the day, it wasn't your best interest.
Sure. Well, so one of the things that I know, you know, when you and Stacey decided not to do the events anymore, you know, you did a few of them. They were amazingly successful, but you decided to go on a different venture, a different pathway. So tell us about the, you know, like how did you come up with the idea to really concentrate on the entrepreneurial women in different cities and take it on the road? You know, you're almost like, you know, like you're America on the road, you know, on the road again. And you're bringing some, and you're bringing it to life. Because I know Angel and I always talk about women entrepreneurs. And here you are finding these women, taking them out of their environment and making them successful.
So thank you, Judy. So one of the things when we did leave the events and we wanted to get closer and more personal, what we realized was going into communities and doing what we call Shop Main Street America. So we go in for one day, we do training, as you know. The other half of the day, it's pop-up. So if you have a business, whether it's a brick and mortar or whether you're a solopreneur or whatever, you can come and pop up your business. Then during that time, we have pitch contests. So people pitch their products to us. And from those products they pitch, we then try to say, okay, this is a product we're going to take to HSN, who they have the ultimate decision if they're going to take the product, obviously. But Stacey's passed with that, and Sharon Talkerman, who's our executive producer, and with David, they know what will sell on HSN. We just had West Rock Coffee, who we represent, on what's called a Today's Special. So that means they're on for 24 hours. Hugely successful. So Stacey has a track record of knowing what will be successful. But we go into these communities, the city invites us in, the governor's supported economic development partnerships, SBDA, I mean, all the different universities, they bring us in and they sponsor us. The very first one we did was in Irving, Texas with Beth Bowman, who you know, and we have a huge relationship with Irving because they're the edge of how do they help their small business owners. So, and then we did Utah, we've done Florida, we've got some more coming up in Texas, but getting that personal, like the one we just did in Brigham City, we got 30 entrepreneurs out of that city. Now, keep in mind, Utah's known for cottage industries, and so it's higher than normal, right? But we find women and men who have products that we then can help sell. We've got a digital platform that is getting ready to launch that we've been working on with a couple since September. That for those on HSN, great. For those in brick and mortar, great. For those on digital, so we have all platforms covered, how we can help them sell their products. As far as like this tour we're doing right now, so excited, as Judy knows, our Lead, Lift, Launch Women in Business Tour. And we're going across the country and we're promoting, can I show the book?
Yeah.
Of course.
Where Women Create Work, Joe Packham's book, because this entire book is full of entrepreneurs. That's all Joe does is highlight entrepreneurs. But that's the book. And so then we go to different cities. We were just in DC. So Linda McMahon, Stacey, myself, Joe Packham, and Jackie Green, who's the founder of Museum of the Bible and Hobby Lobby, we did a panel. And Beth Bowman was the moderator. And the entire purpose was to talk to entrepreneurs about how they can, the challenges, the successes, but more often the road's not necessarily chosen, but the ones you go down to help you get to certain places. So literally, I leave tomorrow from San Francisco. And as I was telling Judy earlier, we were on the road until March 14th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, March 14th. We're going to different cities, finding those women, talking to them, and, interacting.
Angel, I can hear your wheels turning. I can see it. So
I know I can see them.
So many ideas, so many thoughts. So okay, so let's say I am a woman entrepreneur. Okay,
or a man,
a man too.
I can be a man. Okay, yeah, so I'm allowed to be a man. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going. So I don't know. You're coming to Texas. I live in Plano, Texas, which is a few miles north of Irving, as you know. So okay, yes. So let's say you come to the neighborhood. So what should I do? Because again, there's a lot of women, watching us. So what should a woman do in order to be able to benefit from what you do?
Okay, so a couple things. So first of all, you can go to our website, womensleadershiplive.com, and on the top of the bar, it says submit your application. So if you have a product, you can submit it right there. That's one way. The second way is we will be back in Texas March 1st through 6th, and we're doing events at different places. We'll be at SMU on March 6th. Highly encourage anyone to register and come. And I'll share all this too, and I don't know if y'all can share the link, but SMU's having us come in, and we're going to do a panel discussion about entrepreneurship and women in business. But they can also come there. But the important thing is, if you have a product, go to our website and fill out the form and submit it. We do everything to protect you and ourselves as well, NDAs, etc. And we always tell people, if someone wants to talk to you about your product and they don't want to sign an NDA, run. That's a red flag. We sign NDAs. We protect the person who's coming to us.
That's beautiful. Okay, so when that happens, I'm already in the event. Okay, so does that mean that I'm going to basically listen to your panel? Will I be able to interact with you? Will I be able to pitch my business? What's going to happen at SMU?
So at SMU, for example, you'll hear the panel. Stacey and Joe are very, very conscious that people want to talk to you. We do the best we can to stay and talk to everybody. We stayed for an hour and a half at the almost 2 hours, Museum of the Bible, to make sure we talk to everyone. We try to be the last ones that leave, seriously, because we want people who have questions. They might not want to ask them publicly in front of 300 people, but they want to talk to you privately. So we do our best to stay around and talk to people. Absolutely. And because of social media, if you reached out on social media, on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, wherever, and said, hey, my name's Angel, I'm coming, I want to meet you, then you've given us a heads up that you're coming. There's such power in social media today, how you can make those connections.
What can I expect as the outcome of me attending one of your events?
Very good question. So the first outcome would be you're going to meet people in the room who are like-minded like you. One of the things we find with entrepreneurs and women in business as well, it's very challenging to get around people who have the same aspirations as you do. Sometimes for entrepreneurs especially, those closest to them don't support them. They like the way life is. They don't want them going off and doing this thing. So that's the first thing. You'll be with like-minded people. The second thing is you'll hear the panel discussion, and it's me, Stacey, Joe, Anna from SMU, and Robin, and then Beth as moderator. The things we're going to share and talk about are things that are going to be of value to the audience. And then third is it's all about the connections and how you meet and how you stay connected. Stay connected on social media, and then be able to say, hey, I met you at SMU. Remember we talked about this. That's how relationships start. And it's all about relationships, truly, all about relationships.
Okay, so how do they get to pitch their products? Because you don't take everybody, I'm sure. So, so what do they need to do?
Okay, so if someone fills out the form online for womensleadershiplive.com, that process goes through. Our team takes it. Sharon Tochterman is the first one who's going to look at it, review it. She will set up a phone call with the person, and then they go through the process of it. And then after that's when, and then David gets involved, and then Stacey and I get involved, because you have to have the stages, because you got to make sure each part's going to, you want it to be beneficial for the person as far as who you're talking to.
So is it more that it's more of a product that you're looking for as opposed to a service?
Yes. So now, great question, Judy. Thank you. So the products are what we do for the pitching of TV.
Right.
The services, we have individual clients who just work with us on a consulting basis on how they build their business for services. Yes. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Okay.
And what has been the impact so far? What is your goal? What has happened until today, and what would you like to accomplish? What's coming next?
So our goal is to always be there for the entrepreneur who has that one product that they know can make a difference in the world, but they don't have a way to source it or a way to go out there and do it. So, for example, Elizabeth McLaughlin with West Rock Coffee on HSN last week, it was called the Today's Special. So for 24 hours, she was the highlight of the show. They can make so much more money and so much more of an audience being on TV or on a digital platform than they ever could just selling the traditional way. We want to give women and men more opportunities to sell their product. So Kate Saul, we met in 3 years ago. She actually won our pitch contest out there. She has heating wraps. So she'd had a horrible accident. She developed these heating wraps. She sold in 8 minutes what it took her 2 years to sell. That's our goal, to help women and men be able to sell their products on a variety of platforms and to show them the process. Stacey's branding and marketing. Sharon's behind the scenes with HSN. David's finances. I'm social media. Brian is radio. Joe's the print. We've got all the silos filled as far as how we can help someone. And especially for solopreneurs, so often they don't have that support base. They don't have someone to be able to help them with that. And then career women, as far as leadership, we're speaking at Citigroup on the 5th. That's a private event for their employees only. But that's about women in leadership. How do you get, and Judy's, this is her area of expertise as well. How do you get from here? I mean, I started driving a school bus. I ended my career as a school principal. I've been a campus, 5 different campuses. So how do you go from here to here where the trajectory is of what you want in your professional life? So. Oh, sorry, I get so excited.
No. I was wondering how on earth, Judy, I didn't know about, Debbie and what she does and all these initiatives. Oh my God, it's just so powerful. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you something, because as Judy knows, I'm co-founder and president of Wisdom for Kids, and we help underprivileged kids in Latin America become entrepreneurs using the local resources. So 2 questions come to my mind. Obviously, most of the kids we teach in Latin America how to become entrepreneurs. I mean, most of the teachers of the kids are girls, number one. We basically, teach kids between 7 and 15 years old. But women are consistently more active. Well, you know that they develop maturity much faster. Exactly. So obviously they don't have the means to come to the US and to pitch. But my question is, have you ever considered having kids like entrepreneurs, women or girls entrepreneurs in your show?
We have Teens Leadership Live, so it is for teens. So it's primarily young women, but we've had boys as well. So like, for example, we are doing, trying to get my time here. I think it's in March. We're doing the Weber University in Utah. We're part of that panel, and that's all students, and they pitch their products. So we got Product Power Up. So we go to different events where young people pitch. But here's a thought, Angel. Do you ever do things where you use technology to teach the young people in the countries where you're working with them at? Like Zoom or like?
Well, that's a great question. The issues are mainly internet connection. I mean, there's no even coverage for our cell phones. I mean, actually, last time we decided to go big with our live transmissions, live broadcasting. But the thing is, as soon, 2 things happened. All the different contracts we have with carriers here that we thought we had also with Mexican carriers, unfortunately, they started to fail. And then what happened was I ended up not having phone connection, not data connection, no internet connection, nothing. So right now we actually, it's funny that you mentioned this, because we are actually right now talking to 3 different like satellite carriers in order to be able to do that, to bring technology closer. I mean, those schools have nothing, or communities, you know, there's hundreds of kids, but technology is difficult. But let me, so let me, you know.
Let me just say this. If you get the technology worked out, we'd love to do a video with them to teach some of the stuff we do. We'd love to. So when you get the internet, we're here.
Awesome. That's amazing. And do you happen to have also people speaking in Spanish? Would that be an issue? How could we work that around?
Spanish. Yeah, we don't have Spanish. When Mirna was talking about that at the beginning with the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English, I get so envious because I wish I had. Yeah, we don't, and I wish we did. Yeah.
Okay, so we can do some translation. We can do translation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we can do like simultaneous translation, which I sometimes do for some guests that we bring to the Spanish television channel. So that's great. So the teams, and you mentioned the event again. So live means that there's a live event going on in March for teens.
Yes. So what we do is we have people who invite us in because we bring the resources and the knowledge base, the expertise to certain things. So we'll have events bring us in, and we're speakers, and they also pitch to us. So Weber University is the next one, and then I mentioned Product Power Up. So different events that are totally focused on products, they bring us in to do that part of it, to teach what our expertise is, and then also to do a pitch contest. Yes.
Are you doing that in Plano at all for the teens?
Excuse me?
No, not in Plano.
Oh, not in Plano. Okay.
They're not in Plano. Yeah, they're out of state.
Okay.
We'll say this, that's something we're talking to Beth about in Irving. That's a component. Could be very possibly in May. She's in California right now, but Stacey and I have been in talks with Beth about doing it in Irving, and that's one of the aspects we talked about was involving youth. Yes.
So what was
this is another little flag telling me. I said, this is another flag telling me that that's important for us to do. Kind of like that inner voice we were talking about before.
Yep, there you go. So what's been the biggest success story that you've had so far with Women's Leadership Live, with either a person, a product, or whatever? It's always good to hear the success stories because we all hear the failures.
Yes. No, exactly. I think the first one would be Kate Sauls, because she went from literally making these heating wraps on her couch in her living room to now having women who make these products for her, and she's hired people and machines, etc. And like I said, in 8 minutes, she did what she had taken her 8 minutes. She's been on HSN, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 times, a lot. The second one would be West Rock Coffee. Now, West Rock Coffee is interesting because they do a lot of white labeling for all the casinos across the country. They're at every store. They're everywhere, West Rock, but they weren't on TV. And so for them, I think they went on in the early fall. They did so well. HSN says we want to do today's special, which is unheard of. You don't usually get it that quickly. And so they special. And you can't talk numbers, but let me just say it's a whole lot of zeros. A whole lot of zeros. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
What would you say is the number one challenge that the women that come to you to pitch their businesses have typically? What's the number one blind spot that solopreneurs, women entrepreneurs typically have when they start their business?
It's interesting because one of the gifts that women have is also can be a negative for us. Women sometimes will spend so much time on all the peripheral, they won't focus on how they're going to get the product sold. So they get all these other things set up, but they're not focused on getting the product sold. So sometimes it just takes someone who's able to say, again, as I said, we have our silos. Social media is my big thing. For someone to be trying to sell a product today and not have a robust social media platforms, you're like batting your head against the wall. It's not going to happen. Stacey's on the branding and marketing as far as all those things are concerned. So helping women come to focus what it is they have and how they're going to sell it.
And what is a robust social media strategy according to your experience, Debbie?
Excellent question. So a lot of times people think, oh, well, numbers are huge, right? Numbers are great. But what you really want is engagement. So it was the big influencers, right? But now this year, 2019, people are saying, no, it's micro influencers. Anyone with even 1,000 to or less. like Women's Leadership Live, we have a very robust engagement. I mean, when we post and we do things, people comment and they share because they know us. We know the people in our community. It's not just a name out there. We know them. So for us, it's about clarity and consistency and having it across all platforms. Even if you're not going to use it, grab the name because you might need it later. But engage with your people. That's, to us, is robust. And like I said, I think oftentimes people don't realize, like, we're here on this. I feel like I'm in the room with Angel and Judy just because I can see. That's what social media does for us today. And a lot of times people don't think about that. And I use the example, if Judy and I were together and she was talking to me and all I did was do this, that's a like, okay? But after a while, if I never talk back to Judy, she's going to stop talking to me. That's what happens on social media. People post stuff, but they never do anything except like it. Well, like's okay occasionally, but say something. Let them know, hey, this is great. This is cool. I get this. Something. And then the big power is in sharing stuff. So it's teaching people the same rules of engagement for physical space, for digital space.
What about tagging?
Okay. Tagging, and again, I always joke, if you had 5 social media people, you're going to have 5 different stories because we all come from different backgrounds, right? Mine's education, and mine's always about relationships, always. So for me, like if I'm going to do something on social and it's something like this, when I finish this, I'm tagging Angel, tagging Judy, tagging Mindalia. I don't have the beautiful accent to say it. Because I want them to get noticed that I tagged them and said something. Because we're so busy, a lot of times people don't see it. So tagging is kind of like a knock on the door. Hey, Debbie said something about you, Judy.
Okay, so I want you to tell Angel the story about White House Black Market. Do you remember?
Okay. Yeah, I do. So I have certain brands that I love. Authentically, I love them. One is White House Black Market, Kind Bars, Virgin, now Alaska, Corner Bakery. So White House Black Market, that's all I wear. People know that about me. And so I knew that I was going to have an event and I wanted them to clothe me. And so for 1 year, I had a strategy. I made sure I tagged White House Black Market anywhere I was in the world. I tagged them in the outfit, and then I would use their hashtags and say something. So I was getting ready to have this event. I reached out to White House Black Market and I said, would you be willing to clothe me? So she called me. I can still remember when I was in the car driving, and she calls and she says, well, we've just got some questions. I'm like, okay, sure. She says, well, you asked for one outfit. We're willing to let you go to the store and you pick out what you want to wear. I said, really? And she says, yes. And I said something. She goes, and shoes and jewelry. Long story short, they let me go in for half a day. I picked out everything. I mean, all these clothes. The manager actually came to the event with me. And of course, what did I do the whole day during the event? I talked about White House Black Market. Everybody tagged them. Everybody shared it. That's a digital word of mouth that you can't get in a paid advertisement because it was totally authentic. I've done that with Kind Bars. I do that with Alaska Airlines now because it's authentic. I love those brands. But the power of that is huge because the digital word of mouth from everyday people is what brands want. They know if I see a commercial on the Super Bowl, that costs them a lot of money. But if Debbie or Judy or Angel are talking about someone and tag it, Debbie Morizek with Whataburger. Oh my gosh, everybody knows Debbie loves Whataburger. So when you tag those things, that's free advertisement for those brands.
Yeah, yeah. What is your thought about hashtags about, so we post something and then we hashtag our name, our business, or whatever, our slogan or whatever. Are hashtags as important as people say they are?
So, and again, that varies on who you are and what you do. Hashtags are big on Twitter and they're big on Instagram. Like, for example, this tour we're doing. So it's the Lead, Lift, Launch Women in Business Tour. The hashtag is WIB2019. So every time we all tag, then I then can go back and look at all the people who tagged that during this 6-week tour. But I think hashtags are important. I do think sometimes people overuse them, and I think it becomes mundane. People don't look at them anymore. But for the person, it's like knowing where the file is, they can go check. I personally think 2 or 3 is better than more than that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so would you consider that a robust strategy online, like social media, would be like considering all the outlets? Or it depends on your audience. In your case, for instance, I don't know if you do it on a business or an entrepreneur, you know, case by case, or you do it more like HSN? How do you do it with your own social media strategy, Debbie?
So we have a year-long plan, and I know Judy's really big about this too, with quarters, what you're going to do each quarter. So like for the last 3 months, this tour has been big for us. So we did the Museum of the Bible, the Chicago White Sox, all these different people that are sponsoring us. So we make sure we tag them as much as we can in all these posts. So I went out and said, okay, we're going to do those in Twitter. And you can have your list, but in Twitter, you can do a list, and I make all those people, so I don't have to go search for them. But I'm very strategic about who we follow and making sure I share their stuff, so they know who we are. You want them to know who you are. So sorry. So that's what's in. You want to know you. And then used, for example, yesterday I spoke at HK in Dallas, a huge. They brought me in to teach their next gen group about social media. Their grade was social, but they're not necessarily strategic in how it can be used for business. And Chris Brogan, I'm a huge fan of Chris Brogan's. He's written like 9 books, but one of them is The Freak Shall Inherit the Earth. What he means by that is because of technology, no longer do we have a middleman. You can go directly to the source today. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go between somebody. You can go to the source. I got Kind bars for a year, free Kind bars, thousands of Kind bars, because I had tweeted about Kind bars, and the CEO reached out to me privately and offered to let me have Kind. Well, we went through a few tweets first, and then he sent me the name of who the contact was, and for over a year, I got free Kind bars, thousands of them. But every time I spoke, every time we were somewhere, everybody helped. Remember, Judy, when we did the last one at the Fabulous Females, everybody helped the Kind bar. We take videos of that. So identify who you want to know, and it has to be a brand you really love and value and respect. Then show them the love on social media. Truly, it's that simple.
And this is me. I should be doing this all the time because I drink more smart water than anybody. But anyway, so tell us what should.
Okay, hold that up again so I can get a picture. Hold that up. Just a second. Hold it up.
Got it? Can you see
this
one? Okay.
So that's simple. I got the smart water. It's so simple, Angel. Seriously, you always have to be thinking.
yeah, it's true. So what's next for Women's Leadership Live? You're on your way to California. You're going to do your 6-week tour, and then what comes next?
So basically, just continue what we've been doing, helping women with their products and their services. So this tour, we're going to all these different cities. We have all these great opportunities to meet people and to be able to share the knowledge and the resources, and then to continue to work with women and men and shop Main Street America. And we have a huge digital platform coming out that we will launch, and it truly is going to be disruptive like none else, because we have to be able to find ways for everyday people who have a product, whether they have 10 or something or 10,000, to have more avenues to sell that. And what better place than digital space?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you think? What do you think, Angel?
Well, I'm impressed. I'm really
your head is like, woo,
it's like, yeah, I mean, Debbie is like nonstop. It's like wisdom and wisdom and wisdom nonstop. So I mean, very honestly, I mean, I can't wait to have, to see her personally here in Dallas whenever she comes to North Texas. So, we've reached the end of our conversation, unfortunately, but, Debbie, it's been an amazing opportunity for us. We're so blessed to have you we have had you here today. So thank you for coming, really, and keep on doing what you do, which is amazing.
So Angel, let me ask you, what's Angel's handle on social media? Which one do you use the most? So when I can tag you, is it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Where are you? I'm very much on LinkedIn, so you can look for me on LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah, okay, definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So Debbie, how do we find you?
Leadership Live. On Twitter, it's W Leadership Live. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, it's all Women's Leadership Live.
Excellent.
And that's important for getting clarity though.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that everybody's following you. I know, obviously, you know, I follow, like, and share, and tag, and everything with you.
You do.
Yeah.
So that's right. And that's another thing. There's certain people who we know that are reciprocal. And I always try to see your stuff, Judy, because you always have positive comments. I love your memes. But once you get in the habit of that, you look for that every day. It's kind of like that little positivity block that someone has that gives you a start for the day. So thank you for what you did as well.
Thank you. How do we find you?
I couldn't agree more with what you just said, Debbie. Absolutely. She's always an inspiration since 5 or 6 a.m. every single morning, Central Time. Central Time. So absolutely. So thank you, Judy. Yes, everybody can find me at angelribo.com. That's the easiest way. You can go to wisdomforkids.today to know more about what we do with kids in Latin America. So thank you for asking. What about you, Judy?
Well, one of the things I do want to say is I'm looking forward to you getting technology in Central America, so Debbie and her team can help you, because those are future leaders, and that's what we have to concentrate on, are the young ones coming up and the emerging leaders that are ready to pounce out. So for me, you can find me on Selling in a Skirt, or Walking on the Glass Floor, or Judy Hoberman. I am everywhere on social media, and as you said, Angel, I am very consistent every single day. So.
And very early.
And
very early. The early bird. Yes. Sorry, Debbie. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That I know several people in South America and Mexico and things. I'll do something and tag you and them, because there might be some synergy between y'all that you could do some stuff together.
Thank you.
In Spanish-speaking countries, and they do things with kids.
Absolutely.
You never know. Never know.
I agree.
You see how that works? You see how that works?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you. It's
There's
all about
always
relationships.
a reason. Yep. Exactly. There's always a reason. So thank you very much again, Debbie. Again, another wonderful, amazing show, Judy. Great to have you here.
You too.
And again, this is thank you. This is Angel Ribo with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much, everybody, for being with us today. I hope that you have enjoyed our conversation as much as we have in here. We hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.